You're listening to Main Character Manifesto, where we talk mindset, self-identity, and stepping into your power. I am your host, Ceci, your go-to life coach for real talk and major glow-ups. This is your space to get inspired, get honest, and get moving toward the life you know you're meant to live. Let's get into it.
Who's that girl? That's me. I'm on fire. I'm a hot girl. I'm a hot girl. I get anything I want. This is my world. I make big moves in my big heels. Since the day that I was born, I've been a big deal.
Let's do this. Hello. How is everybody doing? I am so happy to finally be back in front of the camera. My eye is still recovering a little bit. Thank you, everybody, for checking in on me and giving me all of your remedies for this annoying sty. I did hear from quite a few people that told me that it was from stress. So I have taken measures to really listen to my body and take a step back. I know I mentioned it in the last couple of episodes, but I'm really paying attention and I'm actually implementing a lot of these things that I've been neglecting. The one thing I do need to add back into my life is my daily morning meditations. I have been slacking. So if any of you wants to jump back on the bandwagon with me, I am going to start sharing some stories on Instagram. So come and follow me there and we can start this meditation journey back up together. So for today's podcast, I really wanted to do like a mid-year check-in. Can you guys believe we are already in June? Like 2025 has flown by. I feel like we always say that, but this year truly, I feel like it's just going by way too fast and I need it to slow down a little bit. But I had a reading a couple of months ago, and if you went to my Galentine's Day event, you probably had a reading by Samantha as well. She is amazing. If you don't know who she is, her name is Goddess in Her Blood. If you have any questions, you can DM me and I'll send you her contact info. But she's amazing. And she did tell me that this year was going to be insane for me. She said, just get ready because it's going to feel like you are on a skateboard and you're going downhill. And instead of getting scared, I need you to just lift up your hands and enjoy the ride. Just enjoy the ride. It's going to move fast. It's going to be scary, but embrace it. And I feel like maybe I embraced it a little too much to the point where I stopped checking in with myself to see, all right, wait, how am I doing? How's my nervous system doing? What do I need to check in? Let me make sure maybe I'm journaling. I'm not a huge person that journals. I love doing voice notes to myself. I also love meditation, like a guided meditation. I love visualizing. So for me, doing a guided meditation where I can sit down and get calm, close my eyes, it's very easy for me to visualize the things that I want to bring into my life. So that's super helpful for me. I'm also a very visual person, like where I need to actually look at it. My screensaver on my phone is my vision board that I created earlier this year. It was in January, and I actually wanted to dive into vision boards. And even if you didn't make a vision board for yourself at the beginning of the year, maybe you set some goals. Maybe you just thought like, hey, these are the things that I want to accomplish this year. It doesn't mean that you had to sit down and physically put a vision board together, which is what most people do. It's basically goals and dreams and words of affirmation and everything that you want to bring into your life, whether it's health or travel or love or career or something new, exciting in your life. You can put it into a vision board and then you just set it and forget it. You do want it nearby so that you see it and you get reminded of the goals and the dreams that you want to achieve. There's a thing called the reticular activating system. And what that is when you see something, so for example, if I tell you you're going to start to see white cars everywhere, well, the reticular activating system will be switched on in your brain, and then all of a sudden, you're going to start to see a bunch of white cars, and you're going to be like, wow, how come I didn't see that before? Okay, I'm going to read you guys the actual definition of what the reticular activating system is. So, it is a network of nerve fibers located in the brainstem. It acts as a filter, determining which sensory information reaches conscious awareness and which is ignored. Essentially, it helps control arousal, attention, and the sleep-awake cycle. Okay, so how does this work in personal development? I'm going to tell you. Some theories suggest that by intentionally focusing on goals and desires, you can train your reticular activating system to highlight relevant information and opportunities, making you more likely to achieve your aims. And this is often linked to the concept of setting your intentions. So the great thing about having a vision board is that you are thinking about what you want, you are speaking it, you're putting energy into it, and then actually putting a vision board together is even more energy into your intention. And then once you set it and forget it, basically you said, this is what I want, and I'm choosing to let it go because I know it's already mine and it's already on its way. Whatever is meant for me is already mine and it's already going to find me. So where the reticular activating system comes in for your vision board, for example, mine that is on my phone, I see it every day and I'm reminded of like, oh yes, that one desire, I'm working on that. Or this other desire, I'm working on that. I have like a little collage that I made from Pinterest, and then I put it into Canva, and then I just typed in words and pictures and things that meant something to me. One of the really cool things that I feel like I really wanted to accomplish since last year was this podcast. I feel like this podcast has been one of the biggest wins for me this year. I feel so proud of myself for actually getting through all of the hurdles that I went through to get to where I am today. By no means am I anywhere where I want to be with the podcast, but I am so excited that I have gotten this far because I feel like every single time that I record, it feels more and more natural and it feels like I'm going in the right direction. Another goal that I had on my vision board was to build more community, and I really wanted to surround myself with like-minded individuals. I definitely have made so many more friendships this year. I have put myself in uncomfortable situations. I have gone outside of my comfort zone, and I can see the changes within myself because I have pushed myself past those boundaries that I would never have done before. For example, today I just came back from a beautiful brunch. I got to hang out with all of the Streamfest ladies, Juliana, Farron. There was, God, how many? Maybe like 10 of us. It was so nice. And all of these new friendships that I've made happened because I decided at the beginning of the year, I want more friendships. I want more connection. I want to be around like-minded women that inspired me and that were doing things that they loved. And I feel so grateful for that. When I look at my vision board and I see that the podcast is one of the items that has already come true, it makes me so proud, like I mentioned before, but also it reminds me of that first day where I got this mic in the mail and I sat down and I set it up. I didn't even know where to connect it to. I mean, the level of knowledge that I had then versus now, I mean, now I have a whole ass setup. I do my own lighting. I do everything else. I have hired somebody who is amazing to help me edit the videos, and she is a godsend. So to just see all of of the different steps, all of the different hurdles that I had to get through to get to where I am today, where I am able to just be like, all right, today I'm going to record 2 podcasts, or today I'm going to do 1 podcast, and I can just get it done. The past version of me would be so proud to be like how amazing would it be if we had the ability to sit and think, hey, can I have a glimpse of what will happen if I keep going on this path and if I don't stop? What will it look like? Can you imagine how many people would not fail, or how many people would keep going and not give up? Because I failed multiple times. There was so many times that I had everything connected. The audio didn't work. The video didn't connect. The audio, the visual was not syncing together. My computer is super old. There's so many things that I kept doing and that I said like, oh my God, I literally just want to give up. I mean, my parents would look at me and they'd be like, are you sure you want to do this? I feel like my whole family thinks I'm crazy. Because they just see me grinding and going and like not giving up. And I feel like people don't really understand when you have like a certain vision and you're like, no, I know where I'm going. I know where this is going to be. And for people that love you to just sit back and be like, oh, we want to help you, but we don't know what to do. And really like the support that my parents give me, they're amazing. So without them, we would not be here. But if we go back to what I was saying, if we had the ability to get a glimpse into the future of what would happen if we kept going, even if we failed 5, 10, 15 times, you're going to get to your end result. That's the beautiful thing. How exciting. That's what visualizing is. That is what manifesting is. That is what speaking it into existence is. That is what believing that is already yours is. You just have to believe it yourself. You have to want it so hard, and you have to trust yourself and love yourself and allow yourself to receive it. With that said, looking at my vision board, out of all of the things that I have on there, I kind of feel like I put some things on there that were kind of like, I'd like to have, but I feel like deep down inside, I knew they weren't going to happen until next year. And most of those are travel. So those, I'm totally okay not having those this year. I feel like I should go back and re-edit my vision board and just kind of bring in the super important things that I really want to finish manifesting for the end of the year. I am so determined. You don't even understand. Like the fire that is lit within me to get this shit done is unreal. And you know why? It's because I know I can do it. And I'm almost annoyed at myself because I feel like I know exactly why I am holding myself back from doing all this shit. Like, what am I doing? You know, like when you've been doing really good at the gym and then you go on vacation and you come back and then you're like, oh my God, I'll get to it Monday. And then you have like your intuition telling you like, hey, get off your ass, or like, don't eat those chips, or whatever it is. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to get to it. I feel like it's not necessarily like at that level where I'm ignoring it and I'm avoiding it. It's almost like there is a little bit of resistance within me that I need to work through. Maybe there's still a little fear. There's so much within energetics that we have to pay attention to, because I've said it here multiple times. If you're not matching the vibration of the desires that you want, you're not going to attract them into your life. You have to physically, energetically match the vibration of the desire that you want in order to attract it into your life. With that said, I understand that I am the type of person that can only focus on like 1 or 2 things at a time. Honestly, I'm kind of like, a little bit of a good multitasker, but I think I'm just really amazing at focusing on like one or two things at a time. So I feel like that's what I'm going to do. That is my strategy for the last 6 months of the year. And I really love that for me because it's kind of like clarity. Looking at my vision board, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I have 12 images that I have put on here. Out of these 12 images, 3 have come to life, and 3 of those are travel that I kind of knew weren't going to happen this year. I would have loved for them to happen this year, but I wasn't really putting the energy in order for them to happen this year. So I feel like I'm going to remove those and then I'm going to focus on the ones that are left over that I really, really want to focus on. And I feel like I'm going to choose 3 of these. Okay. We are going to choose 3 and we're going to make them so that we focus on them and we're going to give it all of our energy. So here is where your homework comes. Have you done a vision board? And if that feels like it's too much work, literally just think of 3 things that you want in your life. You don't even have to go into Pinterest or look for pictures or whatever you want. But just for now, start thinking about what are your 3 goals, desires, dreams, things that you want to accomplish or that you want to bring into your life for the last 6 months of the year. All right. It could be health. It could be wealth. It could be fitness. It could be maybe start looking for jobs or updating your resume. Like, what are some of the things that you want to do for the last 6 months out of the year? Now, once you have those 3 things that you're going to focus on, because we're not going to look at 10 things. It's too much. Okay. It's too much. Let's just try these 3 things for the last 6 months and then come back and let me know what you thought. I'm just saying, I think it's going to work much better. So here we are. We have our 3 things, and I'm going to give you some advice on what helped me to achieve the 3 things that came true. And the most important one is I kept showing up. I kept showing up for myself, and I kept showing up when I was scared. I kept showing up when I was anxious. I kept showing up when I was stressed. I just kept showing up. I mean, the amount of times that I've said, just follow the damn plan on here, I know you guys are going to get tired of it, but I literally should make like t-shirts that say, just follow the plan, because literally that is the one piece of advice I would tell my younger self is just keep showing up every day, even if it's 70%, 20%, 30%, not all the time you're going to be at 100%. That's what I used to think. I used to think that I had to show up at 100% or it wouldn't work. And that's not true. One step at a time, even if you take 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and you keep doing that, you're still going forward. I also want to mention, I am so hot today. It has been kind of hot lately. I think it was maybe like 90 today. And I am upstairs and it was so hot. I did have the air on for a little bit just to try and cool it off, but I turned it off before I started recording so it wouldn't, I mean, it's not really loud, but I don't know. Your girl is over here sweating. But anyways, let's keep going. All right, so now that we've talked about how important it is to keep showing up, and now that you think about what are some of like your vision board desires that you really want to focus on, let's talk about what are some of the things that could be holding you back from obtaining that. Let's work on the energetics behind it, right? So let's say that you really want a new job this year. What are some of the things that could be holding you back from making it happen? I feel like if I was gonna go look for a job right now, one of the things that would really stress me out would be doing a resume, updating a cover letter, updating my LinkedIn. Ugh, so much work. I'm literally doing that right now. Honestly, that's literally like my blockage right now. I just updated my LinkedIn and I'm not even completely done, but I I don't know why. I feel like I'm so comfortable with Instagram. I've gotten more comfortable with TikTok. LinkedIn, I just don't understand. Like, I don't know what to post. It feels so stuffy and it feels like I don't know, maybe it's the imposter syndrome because all of my connections that I have on LinkedIn are from when I used to work at the interior design firm. So it's all hospitality designer reps and old coworkers and designers and architects. And it feels like a lot because it's another place where I have to show up and I have to be authentic and I have to be like, this is me. This is where I'm at. This is my new journey. This is what I'm doing. This is who I am. To people that don't know, I have made the shift. Does that make sense? And when I decided to fully invest in every area of my personal development journey and my spiritual company, I have to show up fully in every area for my spiritual company to grow. One of my dreams is to be able to hold seminars and to hold retreats in beautiful areas where we can do mindset work and do some beautiful activities, maybe by the ocean, a little yoga, learn how to cook some holistic food and work through some blockages, build community. Like, how beautiful would that be? So that's definitely on my vision board for this year, next year. I'm definitely going to put a lot of energy into that. But imagine if I don't talk about it, if I don't show up for it, if I don't advertise it, how are people going to even know? They're not going to read my mind. They're not going to pick up the phone and be like, "Hey, I have a feeling that you think you want to start doing retreats. Can I pay you or can you sign me up for it?" No, that's not how it works. You actually have to own it and you have to be in the energy of it. And then you have to show up for it every single day. So that is the hard part. The hard part is getting through the blockages that are holding you back from making that happen. For instance, for me, it was my LinkedIn, one of them. So that's one of the blockages. Other blockages I still have to kind of work through and just, I'm building my website. I have all of these things that I'm working on that are going to get me closer to building those dreams and making those dreams happen. So for you, let's talk about what are some of the potential blockages that could arise when you start to pursue these beautiful dreams and visions that you would like to happen. You know why? Because if you start to become aware of what these potential blockages are, and then you start to build a plan on how to deal with that blockage and how to work through it, then that desire is only going to come way faster to you. Because what that means is that you're rising up to meet the energy of your desire. And then it's magnetic, It's magnetic and it's only time before everything aligns and things are in sync and then you get what you want. I also want to clarify that having resistance does not mean that you're failing. Just because things are taking a little bit slower for you to get the desires that you want, that doesn't mean that you're doing it wrong or that it's never going to happen. That just means that you maybe need a little bit more time to work through the healing, to go to the therapy, to start showing up for yourself. Maybe it's just taking a little bit longer, and that is okay. That does not mean that you're failing. You're still on the right path. So once you have these goals ready to go, and once you have written down what are some of the potential setbacks that could happen, or what are some of the blockages that you're working through, then we're going to think about what are some of the boundaries you're going to set for yourself and for other people around you so that you can start to make these happen. So for instance, if you want to start going to the gym, and the only time that you can go is early in the morning, well, Maybe you're not going to stay up late. Maybe you are going to put your phone in the bathroom and it's going to charge in the bathroom. And when the alarm goes off, you're going to have to get up and you're going to have to turn it off in the bathroom. And then you're going to be up and awake and change and go straight to the gym. I don't know. Think about what are some of the boundaries that you want to implement. Maybe you're not going to buy any junk food so that you don't have that temptation. Or maybe when you come home from work, you're not going to turn on the TV in the living room and you're going to go straight upstairs to wash your face so that you can start getting more rest. Because let me just tell you, one of the biggest things that has helped me lose weight is sleeping more. I used to sleep maybe like 5 hours a day. And when I started to prioritize more sleep and more rest, my body started to feel so much better. And that's definitely another thing that I hadn't really thought about that I want to focus on again. One of them being my morning meditation, another one being going to sleep a little bit earlier so that my body's rested and it feels energized and recharged and happy to wake up in the morning. I'm like a morning person, but then kind of not, because I love the feeling of being done with my workout early morning and then the rest of the day just feels wonderful and you're just, it is a vibe, but I just love my bed. I love my bed. I love my pillow. I love sleeping. I can sleep anywhere. I call myself a bear. Could literally fall asleep anywhere. But I also hate wasting time. So going to sleep earlier, waking up earlier, being productive, sounds like a dream. I also want you to think about and congratulate yourself on some of the things that you've already accomplished this year. Pay attention. I feel like some people are like, no, nothing. I haven't accomplished anything. But just take a moment, be gentle with yourself, be kind, and look deeply into what your life has been the last 6 months. Even if you had like a really bad time and you lost your job or you have really bad health at the moment, what are some of the wins that you can think of? There's always wins. There is always something to be thankful for. There is always something to be grateful for. There is always something to feel like you are winning on. By doing that, you're going to start to get your energy levels up because, like I've said it over and over again, especially in this episode, your energetics have to match the energetics of the desires that you want. So by bringing up and being positive about the first half of the year, that's going to bring you to the right level of where you want to be when you start to visualize for the next part of the year. Another question is, if you can't think of a goal, think about what are some of the things that you've been avoiding. That's a good one, right? What are some of the things, goals, desires, dreams that you feel like, maybe next year, maybe in 2 years, maybe in 5 years, maybe when the kids graduate, maybe when the kids go to college, or maybe when I retire. Let's revisit those ideas, and why don't we pull some of those closer, maybe this year, maybe next year. Let's start thinking about them. And another question, I'm going to leave you with this. What would it look like if you decided to start showing up fully for your desires today? What would that look like? What would you act like? What would you speak like? What would you think like? Let's just start to get all of the juices flowing, everything marinating. Let's just start to move in that direction. I would love to hear from you guys. Message me, DM me, leave me a comment and let me know what you're working on. I would love to hear, or send me a DM. I would love to start the conversation about your goals and your dreams and what you're working on. And thank you so much for listening to Main Character Manifesto. If this episode sparked something in you, share it with a friend. Tag me on social media. It helps people find the show so that they can start becoming the main character of their own life. And don't forget to like, subscribe, review. That would mean the world to me. And until next time, keep showing up for yourself. The world needs your story.